How many of you believe you have a soul? Wow. By that I mean the part of you that has all the information of you, your purpose before you were born, and that will carry all the information of you beyond the existence of your physical body. How many of you believe you have a soul voice? Our soul will try anything to communicate with us. Our soul tries so hard that our soul voice in our gut wakes us up at 3 a.m. to transform our greatest challenge. Your soul may communicate to you while driving to work. The soul has a persistent voice. I'm Jasmina Agrillo Scherr, a soul essence coach and the author of the Amazon bestseller, Mirror of My Soul, Sanctum of My Heart, an international odyssey living beyond near death through the miracle power of the heart connection, the soul connection. So using my yogic knowledge, what I'm going to share with you today is about the soul and what I've come to recognize about how the soul works with us. I'm going to share with you 3 main ways the soul communicates with us. Quite exciting. The first is through soul call. The second is through soul order. And the third is through soul intelligence. My soul saved my life. And your soul has the power to guide and heal every single one of you, because we need to be at the top of our life, the top of using our gifts and our talents in the world, because we are unique and we are so needed today. Yeah. So I'm going to share with you the miracle journey of my recovery, healing recovery. And it starts with a soul call. In 2001, I had collapsed at home from an undiagnosed brain tumor. Me? A brain tumor? Really? I mean, isn't that what they used to kill off the main characters in those old-time soap operas, right? My brain tumor was a massive, non-malignant meningioma tumor, nearly the size of an orange, pushing my brain into the back of my skull. The surgery that I had to have promised to be a milestone in a surgeon's career. My neurosurgeon said to me, Jasmina, I've done over 500 surgeries and no one's ever died on me in surgery. Reassuring. Not so reassuring was how my quality of life could be permanently affected if I lived. So I had 3 days to do this. I signed off on my life. I planned my funeral, and I went into surgery with a prayer team all the way to Lourdes. I didn't have the kind of near-death experience that required my heart to stop beating, to even want to hover over and watch my brain being operated on. I simply left my body in my consciousness. And I experienced this miracle. I'm completely conscious. I expanded into a field of love and light that I couldn't even imagine having the experience in my life. And this field of greatest love and peace became my bottom line in my recovery. and to this day. So I'm at home now from the hospital, and my son, my beloved son, he hops onto my bed, and he's so happy. His face is filled with such tender love that I'm still alive to be his mama. He exclaims, "Mama, can I count the stitches?" He very lovingly, painstakingly counts every single stitch, ear to ear stitch. "Mama, you have 62 stitches. Ian, get me a mirror." He hops off the bed, comes back, holds the mirror in front of my face. Oh my God! I look like Frankenstein's bride. I see the 62 stitches laid out like railroad tracks going over the bald head I now have had. And then I also see 2 titanium screws. Their shape can be seen through the repositioned skin at my temples. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna be the best Frankenstein's bride that I can be in this new incarnation. And you know, I have an older brother, okay? So we're in the hospital, and my brother says, "Hey, when they operated on you, they gave you a facelift. When they repositioned the skin over your forehead, they took out the wrinkles." Like, well, thanks, brothers, right? Yet, nothing could have prepared for me what it would take for me to recover from brain tumor surgery. There was nothing, no advice anyone gave me. I was bedridden. I had speech and language difficulties. I had to learn how to walk again. I had emotional trauma, and I had physical pain, short-term memory issues. You know, I was teaching yoga and meditation before the surgery, and I'm laying in my bed and I'm thinking, oh my God, you are the worst student you've ever had to work with. What happened to me was my soul intelligence took over my recovery. I was so down in my brain function that this intelligence, which is a natural part of us, it took over my recovery. Soul intelligence. And it became my method to repattern, to give me advice, to guide my life. When I had anxiety and worry, I felt that. I saw that actually in my heart. I saw my heart light up and send a stream of light straight up through the center of my body into my brain, bending off into space. When that happened, I felt this peace in my emotions, big for me, big miracle, more clarity in my thoughts, and more control over my body, and there's a reason why that happened. So I want to show you what happens to the heart when we have an emotion that's stressful, like anxiety and worry. This is what it does. This is what I saw. So you can imagine what this does. You know, it's kind of like dumping acid in you. And for me, I was so sensitive to having seizures, it caused seizures. And so I was onto it. I'm onto it. My soul is a powerful messenger, every single one of us here, and guides us. Also, our soul talks to us so much, and we hear it every day. If we're not so stressed, if we're not in our heads thinking all these thoughts and emotions, literally we have this amazing guidepost that is our soul, holds all the abilities that we have, and that it holds our purpose, why we're here. So also, a really extraordinary second function of the soul is the soul order. A soul order is when we put in a request to transform a reaction, to receive guidance for healing, to attract what we want, or whatever our request may be. And it is actually a spiritual law. That's how natural we get a response from this. My experience of that was to bring in an attitude of gratitude. So this is what happened to me. So one day, within the first week at home, because I had seizures, I lost everything that I had gained in learning how to walk. So on this exciting day, when the physical therapist came in, so I found that I could slide my foot laying flat up and down my mattress to raise my knee, and that was a milestone. I was so excited, I felt the gratitude. And I want to show you what happens to the heart, our heart, when we feel an attitude of gratitude. This is my first soul weapon of healing. It's like this. Okay? This message, scientific research has proven that when we bring in a positive emotion, such as gratitude, that it creates a harmonious pattern in the heart, and it actually does communicate straight up through the center of the body. It's coming in from the quantum field into the heart, straight up the body, into the brain, and it activates the autonomic nervous system. The heart and the brain bring this harmony and balance to the entire physiology. So when we feel positive emotion, this goes into our DNA. And not only that, it's broadcast in our field, our energy field. And other people benefit. They get healed too. It shows up in their brain waves, it shows up in their heart rhythms. So it's a great service. And current research even has that our positive emotions affect the whole fields on the planet. So that's great news. So my soul intelligence now. I started talking, I'm onto it, with my soul intelligence. And I found that I always got a response when I made in a request, a soul order. Sometimes it was a feeling of peace. Sometimes it was a download of information that I could use to rebuild my life in the most practical ways. I became so comfortable in a two-way conversation with my soul, it was okay to say things like, hey, you're giving me a soul purpose. Well, what about my brain? I want my brain intelligence too. Give me my brain back. I did get it back, all of it back. And with that, I rewired my brain function. I rewired it, and I healed the emotional trauma. So big for me, such a growth experience. And when I was in the field of my acute recovery, I saw my future. It's very common when we are in this field. And I saw the future of what I'm doing today. And I was getting information coming in, whatever you need financially, you're going to get it. Whatever training you need, you're going to get it. So that's the power that we have inside. And I want to talk about positive emotion of appreciation. Scientific research has proven now the language of the soul, which you can guess is positive emotions. The easiest of the positive emotions for us is appreciation, and that is composed of gratitude, admiration, and awe. That was my bottom line. However, there's another one. This is more of a secret one. The most powerful, science has proven this one is the most powerful of them all, and that is forgiveness. Forgiveness is composed of the frequencies of compassion and understanding. What forgiveness brings. This is really, really significant. Freedom, joy, and through extensive scientific research, miracles at all levels: soul, heart, mind, body. It's us. I wanted so much with my heart and soul to attract a beloved soulmate in my life. All earthly relationships, they have their lifespan. My son's dad and I divorced. I put in a soul order, right? I said, send me my soulmate. Hey, my soul call, you can probably guess. You have to make peace with your past. That's big. In order to make peace with my past, I had to activate and talk with my soul. My soul intelligence guided me to apply compassion and understanding, to forgive my son's dad and forgive myself. And I did attract a beloved soulmate. We are now married. So we've been talking a lot about the three ways the soul communicates. We have the soul call, the soul order, and soul intelligence. Does any of this resonate with you? Yes, raise your hand. Yay, yay. Feels like truth. Raise your hand. Okay. I want you to know, healing is available to you. Extraordinary intelligence that is uniquely yours is available to you. You have to activate your soul communication every single day. The more you do that, the more healing you receive, the more blessings are phenomenal. So promise me, okay? Are you going to do this? Yes. Yes. Thank you.